With the news about MLB The Show 23 most likely right on the horizon, I wanted to talk about the 5 things that I want most to be in the next game. I'm extremely positive that we're not going to be getting any major gameplay upgrades until they go to next gen only, which seems that it's most likely going to happen in MLB The Show 24, so I won't be including anything that would be in that area. I may have some things that are gameplay related, but I don't think changing them would be major. At least, I sure hope not. With that being said, let's get into the first thing and talk about franchise. I can make an entire video about everything that I would want to be included in franchise, and I'm pretty sure I did prior to 22 coming out. But if I could have one thing for the mode, it would be some kind of owner mode / owner mechanics. We've had things like adding seeds, changing prices in concession stands, taking out extra money from banks, and even advertising our players in the way old back ye old times of the PS2, and for some reason they just took it out. I don't know if they thought that they couldn't include it because they changed the mode from a time thing where it was like 4 to 6 years per team, but now you can go infinitely. But if we don't get anything else that many of us have been asking for when it comes to franchise mode, I hope that we can get this, or hell, at the very least, we should be able to have at least 3-team trades or players that just don't forget how to play baseball when they get into their 30s. The second thing that I would want are the team affinities going back to how they were in MLB The Show 21. Some people can sit there and say that making it 18 out of 30 players instead of all 30 is okay, because then you'll be able to use different teams and people will be more incentivized to use different cards and pick different cards. But let's be real. If there are 2 or 3 good cards from each division with maybe 2 meh / bad ones, unless you're taking the worst one to sell it off for a bigger price, everyone's going to take the better ones and use them instead of getting the worst ones anyway. Plus, if we end up actually getting all of the cards, then those of us that make a bunch of different teams and a bunch of different things will have those extra cards to use without having to spend the extra stubs on them. Of course, by the end of the game cycle, they probably won't be worth a lot of stubs, but it would just make things a hell of a lot easier for a lot of people. The third thing that I would want is a smaller, good throw zone for fielding. Unless you're playing someone who's playing this series for their first time, or you're playing somebody who's literally 6 years old, you'll probably go entire games before ever even seeing an error. Sure, they can be absolutely infuriating when they happen, but if you make the zone to make a good throw a bit smaller, I think it would make the game a little bit more interesting, and it would make those who are very good at timing it, obviously, a lot better than those who aren't. It would help show the difference between those who are skilled at it and those who aren't. The fourth thing that I want is just something to spend our money on in Road to the Show. Some people might ask for a story in this mode, but if we're going to be making a bunch of money in the game, then why not allow us to spend it on things like a house, or maybe we can get equipment that makes our player become better faster. Like, an idea that I had is at the very beginning, we have equipment that has our stats go up a specific amount for whatever we do, whether it's the amount of hits, at-bats, home runs, strikeouts, etc. And then when we have enough money, we can upgrade to the next year and make it go up by 1.25 times, then 1.5 times, and so on and so forth until they'd want to cap it at whatever that would be. Honestly, I just want them to give us something to spend our money on, and I don't even care what that would be. Aesthetics, stuff to help with the game, just give us something. And the last thing that I would want is just to make hitting foul balls a little bit more difficult. I don't care if we have to get rid of the contact button to do this, or if we have to shrink the PCI, but people really should not be able to hit balls that hit the ground, then that are at our eye level, and then those that are also aimed at our nuts, all in the same at-bat. It just shouldn't be possible to do all of those, mainly and most likely because of just one button. Would I become much worse because of this? Absolutely. But I think it would just make the game a little bit better to not see a million foul balls each game and almost every at-bat. Well, those are the 5 things I would want MLB The Show 23 to add that hopefully wouldn't be too insane to add to the game. What are some things that you guys would want to be added? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.